Hi guys, Football Manager YouthDevelopment.co.uk here. We're back for another tactics episode, and in this episode we're taking a look at Everton Football Club. So these tactics videos, if you've not watched one of them before, this is where I create my own tactics for certain football clubs, and I just show you what I think are the best tactics for that, for that club, based upon the players they've got. So, obviously, if you've never watched one of my tactics videos, a really good thing that you need to do is always make sure that you're making an original tactic for every single team that you're playing as on Football Manager. I see a lot of people just trying to use, kind of tactics that might work for somebody else, or a tactic where somebody's just saying, look, this is going to be the best tactic, you have to use this tactic, and a lot of the time it's really just not going to work for you, quite simply because you haven't got the players that are going to be fitting into this, this tactic. You haven't got the players. So, say for example this tactic here that we've got with Everton, I've got, I'm going to be using Lukaku as a target man, and obviously if you're, say, I don't know, Barcelona, and you've got Suárez up front. Now Suárez is not a target man, so obviously if you were using the same formation for Barcelona, it's not going to work. But because you've got someone like Lukaku up front who is a target man, this formation is likely to work a lot better based upon the players that we've got. So, okay, let's just have a look at this tactic here. So yeah, we've got Tim Howard in goal. That's probably a kind of given, to be honest, with Everton. Really good goalkeeper, Tim. So he's getting on a little bit now. So if we take a look at the other players they've got, so they've got this guy called Joe Robles. So he's a really good goalkeeper. Maybe he can develop a little bit more, but as you can see here, Tim Howard, in terms of ability, is much better. So yeah, certainly with Everton, you're going to definitely be having a look at their, the goalkeeping situation pretty kind of soon, I would suggest. So back to the tactics. To be honest, the defence was quite easy to pick, really. I mean, apart from Sylvain Distin, potentially I could have swapped him over with John Stones, but when you kind of compare the two, now John Stones is really good player, and obviously he should be a wonder kid, I assume. Can't see that at the moment, but yeah, media description has got as a centre back. Now I would have thought John Stones, he must be pretty close to being a wonder kid on Football Manager. But yeah, so it's if you're comparing John Stones and Sylvain Distin, I just like the kind of physical presence that Distin's going to give you. He's an absolute beast. You can see here. So yeah, natural fitness. He's 36 years old, and he's got natural fitness as 20, strength 19. He's 6'4". Really good in the air. He's got everything really. Really good player still, even at the age that he is. So personally, I'd probably go for Distin over over Stones in this particular case. So taking a look at back on the tactics here. So yeah, we've got Séamus Coleman, Distin, and Jagielka. To be honest, what I'd probably do with Distin, I would have him as a limited defender actually. So I'm actually going to stop that, and I'm going to put him as a stopper. Just because I think that he's got really good positioning, so he can be clever enough to get into the positions, and he's got a good enough tackling and strength and things to win the ball back. So yeah, he'll be good as a stopper, and Jagielka as a central defender. Now he's obviously really kind of physical player as well, but he's certainly got a lot more kind of mental kind of attributes, if you like, rather than Distin. Now Distin, I'm not saying he's got kind of poor mental attributes, but I'm just saying that Jagielka's just got a little bit more something about him. So yeah, I probably would use him as a central defender. Sorry. Now this formation with Everton that we created here, we're going to just be using the wingers, as our kind of main, source of attack. Now they've got some absolutely fantastic players here, so everybody knows how good Séamus Coleman is. With his pace, he's got really good work rate, fantastic tackling, brilliant player. And then you've obviously got Leighton Baines, down the other side, crossing 18, fantastic. Now, having crossing 18 to someone like Lukaku, who's got strength 18, jumping reach 15, finishing 16, heading 16, off the ball 15. Lukaku's, he's got to be banging the ball in the back of the net with the crossing ability of Baines and Coleman. Pina's got crossing of 13, which is really, really good as well. Morales crossing of 13, so that's quite decent as well. So Lukaku's going to be getting so much service with this formation. I've got Gareth Barry just as a kind of register role. So basically, Gareth Barry's just there to kind of look after the ball, make sure that we're passing it around. He's obviously got everything really. Gareth Barry, his pace is going. Obviously coming up to 33. Well, he's 33 years old now, but yeah, work rate, passing. Got the lot, concentration, composure, anticipation, positioning. You've got absolutely everything. He's a fantastic player on Football Manager, Gareth Barry. I really, really love players with high work rate, and obviously that's massive part of Gareth Barry's game. And to be honest, with a lot of this Everton team, really, they've got really, really kind of high work rate, which is why it's really good to make a tactic for this team. So I've got Stephen Naismith. Now, with this Everton tactic, I didn't really want to kind of put Naismith there and then have McCarthy and Barry there. Now, I could have maybe had McCarthy and Barry there, but I thought having Naismith as a box-to-box midfielder. So if we look here, he can play that role. Maybe it's not his best kind of role, but if you have a look at his attributes, he can certainly do that kind of role. So yeah, if we have a look at his box-to-box midfielder on support, so yeah, maybe his passing and tackling aren't that great, but yeah, in terms of like stamina, work rate, off the ball, obviously his finishing's really, really good. So yeah, he's going to be arriving in the box kind of pretty late and just kind of getting on the end of them. Crosses that I was mentioning earlier by like Baines and Coleman and things like that. So yeah, he should do quite well in that position. I mentioned it earlier, so most of our main tactic is to get the ball down the wing. We've obviously got Pina with really good kind of flair, dribbling. His pace is kind of going a little bit Pina. So yeah, I'd certainly be looking to kind of bring someone else in on that left wing position if you could. I know they got Oviedo. He's obviously broken his leg, I think. Really, really bad break. Now, Oviedo, I think he could probably play a little bit higher up the field. Obviously, you're going to be wanting to play Leighton Baines in that left back position. There is no one else you want in that position. So yeah, I think when he comes back, maybe he might be, someone to fit in instead of Steven Pina. And Kevin Morales, similar player, just with a lot more pace. Flair, dribbling, anticipation, all that good stuff that we like. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we have got Lukaku up front. So yeah, just an absolute beast up front. And yeah, he should be getting at least 15-20 goals a season, I would have thought, Lukaku, with this particular formation that I've set up here. Now, I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't hit them kind of numbers. So yeah, in terms of mentality, I've gone for control. I think that's quite good for Everton. So they'll be kind of favourite against most teams they play, but teams where they might not be as strong. So your Chelsea's and Man City's, teams like that, then they do need to be kind of a little bit more wary. So the team shape have gone for flexible as well. I do want the kind of fullbacks getting involved, so I think flexible is pretty good for that. And in terms of team instructions, so I've gone for retain possession, and basically the reason I've gone for that is just all because of Gareth Barry in the middle of the park. So he needs to be basically keeping the ball, looking to get it out to the wingers, or maybe giving it to McCarthy, or give it to Naismith so he can kind of bomb forward. So Gareth Barry's a massive part of this tactic here, and why I decided to do that. Now, passing to space as well, so we have got Lukaku up front, who we're going to be looking for him to be getting into good positions. The wingers need to be getting themselves into space as well, and obviously passing into space. They've got loads and loads of pace. They've got good crossing ability, so if if our passes are going into space, then these players are going to be having time to get them crosses across to Lukaku or whoever, and they're also going to be having time to kind of sit on the ball and you know, kind of actually have a think about what they're doing. I've also gone for whipped crosses, and yeah, basically just because of Lukaku. I was maybe going to go for kind of floating crosses, but I don't really kind of like how long they kind of take to get across, if you like. Now I like a little bit of kind of pace on the crosses, just and as it says here, so yeah, so they dip, swerve and dip in order to make it as hard as possible for defenders to deal with them. So you know, you need to be getting the crosses in, making the defenders panic, and having a bit of a beast up front like Lukaku. Yeah, they're going to be panicking even more, and hopefully as a result of that, Everton should score more goals. And obviously exploit the flanks, mentioned it right from the off on this video. So yeah, this whole tactic is just about the wing play, getting them crosses in, and you know, that's it. And obviously close down more as well. I mentioned Everton and their really high work rate. That's something they got like bags and bags of this Everton team. So yeah, really good team. I absolutely love Everton on Football Manager, just simply because their work rate just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, fantastic team. So yeah, I hope this helps you out, guys. Obviously loads more tactics videos to come. I'll probably be doing all the Premier League teams. In the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's the links to all of my tactics videos. I'm going to be putting them all in a playlist, so you can see all my tactics videos. I really do want to kind of get the likes up as well on these videos, so if you can, show your support and press that like button. Yeah, it would really help the channel a lot. So yeah, really would appreciate if you guys could do that. And yeah, of course, subscribe as well for more videos. So yeah, thanks for watching this one, and yeah, hopefully it'll give you guys some help.